Hello. This video is just an introduction to what I want to do on this channel, so buckle up. Basically, I wanted to make videos practicing public speaking. I suppose you can never be too good at it, and I can do it here in the comfort of my own home without having to rustle up a whole audience to embarrass myself in front of, when I can use the internet for that. As I say, you can never be too good at it, and you got to start somewhere. And I guess part of the initial part is just getting used to the sound of your own voice, getting used to how you look on camera, and that enough turns people off to public speaking. So I guess the parameters of everything I wanted to do is I try to keep it under 10 minutes or so. If videos are any longer than that, no one will watch. If any videos are shorter than that, you can't really discuss anything in any detail. If a topic is really big and needs to be longer than 10 minutes, I suppose you could break it up into 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. And I guess these videos are supposed to be like video essays or speeches or something like that. Maybe not with the official rhetoric or the very formal rhetoric that people are taught. But I kind of wanted to talk about, books, important ideas from books or articles or just things floating out there that I think would be interesting to talk about, how they relate to the modern day. There are a lot of old books that are classics, going back to the ancient Greeks, that have a lot of connection to today. And we kind of forget about them because they're old, people live differently, they had different customs, and we kind of have difficulty imagining ourselves in their situation. I might try to steer clear of politics, at least in the nitty-gritty, or anything that is very sensitive, not because I'm politically correct or anything like that, far from it, but I don't really care to get involved in any trouble online. I just don't want the hassle of people, like future employers see this, they might get really turned off by what they see, they might be indifferent, hey, they might even be turned on by it, they might be glad to see that I can actually handle myself in expressing ideas, but, that's not really the danger of it. Some morons out there get doxxed, people, they'll drop your information out there just because they don't like the way you think, which is crazy. And some things can get taken out of context, so I'm going to try to keep everything in context, or at least sort of not really in places that would be unsafe or anything like that. I hate that term. Anyway, I'm going to talk about things that are important to me or interesting to me. Some economic ideas for everyday life. I suppose that I have training in economics, and I think I'm not going to blow you away with math or lots of statistics, but concepts that I think people would really benefit from if they knew. It's a different way of thinking. It might improve the way you live your life, or at least how you relate to other people. You might be less quick to anger, less quick to judgment, if you knew how to talk about something, or if you had a different angle to look at something. So books that need attention. Some books just kind of fall by the wayside because they're old, or some newer, sexier books come into play, and they kind of drown out everything else. Ideas that have died that would be interesting to revive, and just things that are on my mind. Sometimes I just sit there and daydream, stare out the window, or at night when I can't sleep, I stare at the ceiling and just let my mind wander, and sometimes some some fun stuff comes up, and I thought, oh, that would be something you could talk about. Maybe some personal stuff, but we'll see how things go at first, because that could get a little dicey because it's not just me. Personal stuff. As far as the audience are concerned, I'm not really expecting an audience. I know I've tried making videos in the past. No one watches them, so it's really just me for my own benefit. If you do watch this, please let me know what you think. Please let me know what you think. Good or bad, I can take criticism. I've taken heavy criticism throughout my entire life. I am not very sensitive about these things. If you like, we could talk, exchange information. If you like, you want to meet somebody with a similar mind or anything like that, that'd be great. Or if you have any suggestions to make, that'd be fine. But I'm not really doing this to win over the world and become the next big thing. As far as my expectations are concerned, I expect to get better at speaking. Obviously, better flow and diction. Not to trip over my words as much. I've probably done that a few times here. And get better at summarizing ideas and books and adding my own opinions to them, weaving them together in a way that would be beneficial for myself to build a point, or just get people talking. Who knows? I expect to explore different topics that I know well. Sometimes if you read a book that you've read 5 times, you get something new out of it the 5th time and the 6th time, the 7th time. Some books are they're just treasure troves, and you will get something new out of them each time you read them. And I also want to be able to learn as well as to be able to talk about things. As Einstein had said, that if you can't explain something to a 5-year-old, you probably don't know it that well. I don't know if that's actually Einstein who said that, but the concept is relatively important, because I think that's generally true, because if you can summarize something and explain it in simple language to a non-expert, and other than picking your nose, 5 or 6-year-olds are non-experts at everything, then you will be able to take a topic and make clear what is important and what is minor information that can be sort of put aside and maybe added later if you want to go into a deeper discussion of things. And I would like to be able to do that with new things, with old things, in my own thoughts, to clarify them. Also, I expect to have fun. I don't really want to do this unless I'm having fun. So if I think it's a drag, or I think of it as almost like a punishment to myself, I'm not going to do it. But I've done public speaking, at least on a smaller level, for a few years, well, at least throughout my career for a few years, and I don't really get scared. I think that was mostly because I had to do it for a job constantly, every day, and you just learn to deal with it. It's not very natural to be able to speak in front of 30 or 40 people, but after a little while you get pretty used to it, because it sucks going to work hating what you do, and your mind kind of just adapts to it. And I expect just to have fun with it. So that's about all. I'm under 10 minutes, thank goodness. And I expect to see you sometime, or you, as in me. I expect to put some videos up soon. All right, thank you. See ya. Bye.